Hey guys, so I tried out load testing. Now there's lots of libraries to do this, but the one I picked is called Locust right here. I've never done something like this before, and I'm not really sure the best libraries for it, but this was one of the more popular ones, so I picked one of the most popular ones, and it also looked really good and gave it a try. So this is what it looks like. They have a little dashboard that you fill out, and it's written in Python. So I'm familiar with Python, but even if you're not, it looks pretty simple and readable as well. So what I did is I installed this library Locust with this pip install, and then I just set up a example code that they have right here and went ahead and run it on the Airbnb clone that I have on my computer. So I just went ahead and tried it on a project that I already have. So this is what the code looks like that I made. So you'll notice it's slightly different in that I just removed some of the tasks. So I just have one task that I'm trying out right here, but you could run tons of different tasks if you wanted to. And here I'm just wanting to hit my server. So I just want to just post to my server and see how many post requests I can send to my server that it'll allow. So here I'm specifying the data that I'd like to send, and then here I'm just saying the header that this is an application.json. I'm saying JSON data. Now the query that I'm sending to the database or to the server is just find listing with an ID and getting the name. And if I run that, you can see on the right there's only 2 pieces of data. So this is not a big query that I'm testing out right now. There's 2 pieces of data. That's not a lot at all. So that's what's going on there, and here's how you can do that. So I have a query, and then this is the actual query that we saw on GraphQL Playground right there. That's how you actually do a post request and send the GraphQL data that you want to. And then I'm just doing JSON dumps to stringify this whole thing, and that's the data that I'm posting. So that's how I set up my Locust file, and this is going to define how it works. And then I have my server running in this tab over here, and here I can use Locust or start Locust. So I'm pointing it at my file, which I called Locust file, and then I have a host. This is where I specify where my server's at. So it's at localhost 4000, and the endpoint that I'm hitting is just that. So I can go ahead and run that, and what will happen is it'll start up a server at 80 or 8089. It's cut off right there. There we go. So I can pop back over here, go to localhost 8089, and now I have a Locust website I can interact with. So here I can actually specify users that can simulate requesting the site. So at first I was just like, all right, let's start with 10 and see, and just spawn a single request per second or a single user per second and see what happens. Because honestly, I have no idea what the capabilities of this was. And so this is what you see. So there's a little chart here. So the thing I care about is the number of failures that it's getting, and we can see a number of requests that are being sent, and you can see kind of like some statistics on it, how long it's taking, and then up here is the request per second. So we're sending about 0.8 requests per second, and then there's also these nice little charts that you can look at that are kind of cool. So I can see a number of requests and whatnot, but as you can see, it's handling it just fine. It's able to hit 1 request per second. We're doing 10. This is not a lot, so you can hit stop. Let's ramp this up a little bit. So I'm now seeing if we can handle 10 a second and up to 100 users. So I'm going to start, and then it just goes. And so this is roughly what the amount of traffic that Troy Hunt was getting with his website. Now, this is on my computer, so I have no idea, and I'm also not doing remotely the same operation wise. I'm just requesting this. This is just a database query that we're testing out. So it's not really a good comparison at all, but just the amount of requests are similar. So it's able to get 10 just fine. Look at all these requests that are happening. I can look at the charts. Looks like we're getting 10. We had a weird dip here. And you can also see the average response time. Response time seems to be just about the same the whole time, not changing much. So that suggests that it's able to handle this just fine. So I was like, all right, this looks like it's doing pretty good so far. I'll have to give it a little bit of a challenge. 100 requests per second. Start swarming this guy. And it's able to handle this as well pretty well. So that was something I was surprised by. I thought this was a pretty good amount. Now again, I'm on my Mac, which is probably very powerful, and if I were to run this on something like DigitalOcean or whatnot with a $5 box, I might see different results, and that's actually something that I want to try and see what kind of the comparison. And also note that I'm just running this server in development mode. So this is a Node.js server, and we're logging all the requests. So you can see as this is happening, it's just like spitting out these logs. So that's slowing it down as well. But here it's able to do 100 requests. Okay, so I was like, all right, and let's stop it and start another one. I was like, let's just keep going up. Let's see how high I can go. So I'm like, let's do 1,000 requests per second. And this is when I tried this, it was not able to do 1,000 requests per second. This is where we see the total requests per second. We're not able to get up there. So this is about where it peaks, and then it can't get any higher. And you can see the average response time has all of a sudden just skyrocketed. So that suggests that the server's overloaded and it's having trouble handling these requests. And you can see we dropped users. We're not, and I'm just going to stop it right there. We're not getting any failures, so that's good. We're able to handle the requests, but as we're getting higher up, we just can't handle the load of basically 200 people or 200 requests per second is too much for the server, at least at this point. But anyway, this is just something I was trying out today that I thought was pretty cool. And something, if you guys are interested in this as well, I want to do more videos on this in the future and taking this onto, for example, a real server, or maybe compare this across different ones. Maybe I do this on AWS versus on DigitalOcean or Heroku, and see kind of the differences of what you can get and what kind of, if it matters, the hardware that you have or whatnot. So that's it for this video, guys. And also, this is my first time doing this, so any suggestions you have for load testing or libraries that you like, love to hear about it.